Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. I thought it was time to do a tag. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you all for your continued support. So I watched Bobi's latest video, and it was a tag video called "These Are a Few of My Favorite Things," and Bobi tagged me in it, and I said, this one sounds fun, I'm gonna do it. So here we are. Let's just get right into it. Okay, number one is, what music do you appreciate? I can appreciate just about every kind of music, except I don't like heavy metal or screamo. I really don't like opera. And that's pretty much where it stops. Everything else I can listen to. I've tried to listen to opera, and I just can't do it. Some of it's really pretty, but I don't know. I just don't like opera. I can't get into it. And, you know, there's a lot of talented people out there that sing opera, and I don't enjoy it. Okay, number two. A few favorite films. Okay, so I have a list here of some favorite films. Wizard of Oz is number one on this list because there's a little story behind this. I can remember when my sisters and I were younger, and we knew when that was coming on, and we had to occupy our entire day waiting, because it came on probably in the evening, I believe around between 5 and 7. So we had to occupy our time, our minds, until that movie came on, because we all absolutely loved it. And to this day, I still love that movie. I think it's fantastic. Absolutely love that. Another one of my favorites is My Cousin Vinny. I think my daughter and I have watched that movie hundreds of times, and it never gets old. I love Joe Pesci and his role in that movie. It's fabulous. The next one I have on here is To Serve with Love. This is an older movie. This was, I think, the late 60s or 70s. This is with Sidney Poitier. This is the black teacher gets moved to this school, and he's teaching this very troubled class, and they just treat him bad, and yeah, and it's just the singer in there, Lulu, is in that, and she sings a song, To Serve with Love. Ugh, I absolutely love that song too. That's a fantastic movie, you guys. If you like old movies, try that one out. I also got The First Wives Club. Love that movie. I actually just watched that again a couple weeks ago, I think it was. The Never Ending Story, another favorite, and it's magical. Every time I watch this, it's just magical to me. Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp. And you guys by now probably know I love Alice in Wonderland. And I love everything about it, but I love that movie as well. And then Mr. Holland's Opus is also very good with Richard Dreyfuss. I really enjoy that movie as well. And, you know, there's all kinds of other movies that I really enjoy, but those are the ones that came out at the top of my head that I really enjoy. Number three, hobbies and interests. Well, you guys can guess. Reading is my number one hobby. If that is even a hobby, I don't know if it's a hobby, but I read a lot. And the only time where my reading suffered was when I was working that 4.5 years. I wasn't reading as much. Last year, my first full year off, or my first full year being retired, I ended up reading 165 books in that year, and I'm like, that's a lot of books. I need something else to entertain my mind, something else, you know, to do besides sitting around and reading books all day. I mean, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's fantastic if you can find the time to read. But I really needed something else. I wanted something else, and that's where my love of journals started. And it started with watching Bobi doing that series on there for Halloween, where she was decorating a Halloween page every day, and it really piqued my interest in junk journals and what's the purpose and how do we get started and that kind of stuff. And then this new hobby was born. And I just used to watch video after video until finally, you know, I decided last November I was going to make my first journal. And it's just been so much fun ever since. My creativity is just growing by leaps and bounds. Creativity that I didn't even realize that I had. So it's been adventurous and fun, and I'm loving every minute of it. Number 4, what instruments do you play or want to learn? I've never really had a desire to play an instrument. The most musical I was taking choir in high school. But as far as instruments go, I never really had a desire to play anything. I know they used to call them flutophones when I was in school, but I don't know, they're called something different now, and I can't even think of what it's called now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I've just never really had an interest in playing an instrument. Okay, number 5 is your favorite season. That one is super easy. You guys should know it as well. It is fall. Love that time of year. It's just something about the colors that are associated with the cooler air coming in, because you know our summers here in Texas are pretty brutal. So that first moment when that cooler air comes in is just like reborn. You know, now I want to go out and I want to do all this stuff, and you know, I just love fall and everything that entails. It's a beautiful time of the year to me. Okay, number 6, favorite authors. Now you guys know my most favorite author is going to be Stephen King. I have read so many of his books. I own almost all of his books. And he will always be my number 1 favorite author. But, you know, new authors come in. Another author I love is Edgar Allan Poe. I love his writing, his poetry, his little stories, sonnets, whatever. I love all of that. Let's see who else. I mean, I've got like Richard Lehman or Jonathan Mayberry. I have a lot of, you know, favorite authors that, you know, I've learned to love over the years of reading. You know, and Kristen Hanna, I mean, Karen Slaughter, so many different genres of books that I read now that there's piles upon piles of authors that I now say are favorite authors. I mean, this list could go on and on and on for me, and I don't know where it would stop, but I have a lot of favorite authors. So there's just a few of them for you. Let's see, number 7, favorite time of day. I really don't know. I like mornings because, you know, you have your whole day to look forward to. I love, you know, afternoons. I'm spending them with my grandson. I love the evenings, you know, when my grandson goes home and now I've got some peace and some quiet to, you know, kind of gather my thoughts. And I don't guess I really have a favorite time. It used to be evenings because, you know, I used to be a real night owl, and I would be up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, just chilling, doing my thing, whatever. And, you know, now as I get older, I'll crawl into bed early, like 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, and I'll read, you know. So, yeah, I don't really think I have a favorite time of the day now. Number 8, favorite musicals. Okay, so favorite musicals. I have a few of them here. How about Purple Rain? Did you guys know that was a musical? Purple Rain is classified as a musical. One of my favorite musicals ever, when I discovered it was a musical. I love Prince. He's just one of my favorite singers, and it was really sad to me when he passed away. And I've always loved his stuff. And, you know, purple is one of my favorite colors, too, so maybe I kind of associate that with it as well. But I feel like he was such a great musician. And he was not half bad in his movie either. It was very good. Wizard of Oz is also classified as a musical, which I already explained that. I love that musical as well. The Greatest Showman is another great musical. I absolutely love that one. Watch it all the time. A Star is Born, the new one, I believe that's classified as a musical. I don't know that for sure, but that is a great one. If you guys haven't watched that, you need to. Okay, number 9. What are some fun facts about you? Fun facts. I used to raise chinchillas. We were chinchilla breeders for 5 years. We did breed chinchillas for pets, not for fur, because that is a big thing. People breed chinchillas for their pelts, and that is not something we did. We bred for pets. It was really a lot of fun to breed the chinchillas. We learned a lot. You know, there is sad times, happy times, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was very rewarding as well. Something else, I'm a poet. I do have some poetry that is published. I also have written some short stories. Those, however, are not published. I was born and raised in Ohio. I've been in Texas now for 25 years. It's hard to believe that. But yeah, I love it here. So I'm very glad that I've been here as long as I have been. I have 4 sisters. Enough about me. Let's move on. Okay, so number 10, favorite tropes. I feel like I complain about tropes rather than have favorite tropes. You know, like some of the tropes that I don't like is those girls that they're tripping over themselves to be with this one guy and they treat them like crap. So let's switch that around to a girl who is strong and they don't need this one guy to be their everything. I also like flawed characters, like the flawed males. I was talking about this with my niece about how all these male protagonists are these big, strong, buff, gorgeous men, you know. I like the ones that are just normal everyday guys, you know. We don't get to read as much about them. I feel like I read more about them like in mysteries or thrillers, you know, your detectives. So yeah, I like that. I like that trope of the flawed character instead of this god, you know. I love the trope of, you know, enemies to lovers. I feel like those are fantastic, you know, if we're talking about romance. I really like to see the anticipation. I like the anticipation to build up, you know, what's going to happen next, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I like that trope. But most of the time, it's tropes that I don't like. The next one, number 11, if you lived in a fantasy world, what would be your superpower? I've not really thought about superpowers. I mean, I'd like to be able to just fly. That would be great. Just to jump up in the air and take off flying. You know, in all seriousness, you guys, I really don't. Make the world a beautiful place. To change people's minds and make them see the light. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but you know, just make the world a beautiful place. Just touch something and it's beautiful, you know. That would be great. And number 12 is, do you have self-control? I'm probably one person that has the least amount of self-control. I am doing better now. I've just switched one to the other. So now instead of so many books, now it's crafting stuff. So no, still no self-control. I go to Hobby Lobby and just buy paper pads after paper pads. Yeah, so no self-control regardless of what it is we are talking about. What can I say? So anyway, I don't usually tag people in this, but I am going to tag some people. I'm going to tag Storm over at StormReads. We're going to tag Jackie over at FirstLadyReads. I'm going to tag Courtney Reads, and then the bookish knitter. So we'll see if these guys will actually do this tag. But yeah, if you guys have done this tag, let me know down in the comments, or if you want to do it, let me know if you do this tag and I'll watch. But that's all I have for you today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.